Yo, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? I would like to thank you guys for tuning in to Only the Realist. I hope that you guys have all had a wonderful day out there, and be mindful that this reading will not resonate with every single one of you. There are millions of energies on planet Earth, and without further ado, we're going to jump right in. This is going to be a life reading, and our first energies out here is Page of Swords, okay? And we have the Chariot at the bottom of the deck. So there's a little bit of some opening here, right? You're starting to get some type of communication when it comes to the experience that you are having, right? The challenges of how to take the next step, right? But you're going to be moved forward in a fast-paced motion to help you get a little bit of an understanding of what's going on, what steps need to be taken, and that's good. We have the Page of Wands as well. Okay. Yeah. You haven't had much of anything to fuel you, right? But we have the Fool here, okay? Only fools create opportunities, which is going to allow you to, feel that free spirit to take a leap, right? Don't ignore what's trying to feed you, right? If you have an idea, or if you have some type of opportunity or some type of arrangements, make sure that you fulfill that. There's always something waiting behind a door that we are hesitant to open. Okay, we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, and that's that fast, aggressive motion forward. Okay, because you know when your inside is telling you to let's go, let's go. And a lot of times that can remind us of things that we do, right? You have something that you're doing, and sometimes you may feel as if it is tiring you out this day, or you don't feel like doing it this day, but those are the doors, and you need to know what's behind the door, right? And sure, not everybody craves what's behind the door, but for the most part, behind the door is the next stage, the next step, the next understanding, the next piece of knowledge, the next piece of wisdom, right? We come to this place where we find ourselves continuously learning. Why? Because we look at the main stage of life, and where have we all come to this point? We've all come to this point of learning, right? It doesn't matter if you have things or you don't have things. As a human being, you still learn, right? No matter what you have, you still learn. You still learn to get up every day. You still learn to get the things you need to get done every day. You learn to follow a routine. You learn to not do things that distract, distort, or delay. We learn these things along the way, right? And this understanding has has filled you. Okay, we have the Queen of Cups. It's a lot of emotional understanding when it comes to the self. Yeah, we break down, we you know, and this is it's a good process to be broken down, not just once but many times, to learn something, right? But not giving up is why you're learning, right? Because you or I can easily lay down and say, I don't want to do anything and I don't want to learn anything. But we all know where that takes people that have those mindsets. You don't want to become old and angry and distorted and feeling like you didn't complete or accomplish anything in your life. Why? Because at the end of the day, there's an understanding of this is your only experience in life, as we know. Just the single in the body that you have, right? Spiritually, that's on a different topic, but in the body that you have, knowingly, you know that this is your only experience. And a lot of times I hear elderly people speaking about these scenarios, right? Like, I didn't, I wish I would have completed this, or I wish I could have gotten to this, or did this, or at least, did some of it, or, things that when people get to that, close to the end line, they start thinking, why didn't I continue with that? Why didn't I take a step forward with that? Why didn't I open that door for that opportunity? We should learn from other people's experiences as well. Although we have our own experiences and other people's experiences may not align with ours, but we can still take little bits and pieces of other people's experiences and apply them to our own, as a suggestion or a piece of advice. But to just not go for anything at all, not do anything, not express how life is for you, just in general, right? And when I say express, I mean be productive, right? Understand that you have a life, that you have a small period of time, and that window of the opportunities that you are offered, they are not gonna last, right? And this doesn't have to be about money. What you love doing is you living your life, but just not doing anything at all. It makes people that look at life in a positive manner, it makes those people think, like, why would you allow your life experience to be wasted away because you feel like there's nothing to achieve or accomplish or love to do? It's not a place where you just come, you pay bills, you work, and you die. No, that's the part that humans created, but your experience yourself as your own individual. What do you do in your free time? What do you do in your in the times where you feel like you are everything's coming together. You know, we have to have an understanding that we're not gonna be here forever. It's temporary, okay? And yeah, this not only was at the bottom of the deck, it's now here in the reading. We have the Queen of Cups with Judgment, okay? So there's your aha moment, okay? There's this force that you feel in your mind, your body, and your spirit when it comes to fulfilling your experience, right? We have the Wheel of Fortune, okay, with the Three of Pentacles. All right, so new cycle, okay, and see what happens when we allow ourselves to go through things and come out looking as if there are no types of damage within us, right? We create new cycles, which ultimately create new paths for us, right? And always remember that there is no set path here, you know? When you make a decision, a choice, and you follow up with that, that is a path that you've created, right? As babies, we're born with nothing, no path, no anything. We create that path, you know? And the path that we create is, you know, ultimately implemented with, you know, distractions, destructiveness, delays, you know, a whole bunch of different types of scenarios that come in that teach us other things that help us get to where we're going, you know? Yeah. And it looks like you have some wandering eyes here as well with the Three of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Okay. There may be some people watching you kind of get through this or climb through this, or, you know, seeing you pull yourself together. Okay, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, slow and steady wins the race, and we have the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck, the ultimate fulfillment of manifestation. So, you know, it's in your hands now, as you're starting to get this full picture of why you needed to stand down so that you can, you know, repair, rejuvenate, and strategize and move, right? Take that movement. The Seven of Cups, okay? So we have some options coming through here for you. But always remember that not every option is helpful for you, okay? Always be mindful. All right, we have the Knight of Wands, okay? Yeah, you've been on a pretty tough journey. All right. Remember every time there's options. Remember your past experiences of those options. Okay. And this is not the same experience, but you may gather some key knowledge that that can be helpful for you in this situation, okay, of having options, things to choose from, paths to go down, people to choose, okay, things to do, things to create. And we have the Seven of Wands. There we are. That is the refreshness there. And we have double ophiuchus, okay? So this is the fresh, right? Feeling fresh energy here, okay? This is where you create the stand for yourself, your deciding stability, right? What is good to stabilize your experience, okay? And this comes with change, okay? Change, yeah. So we need change when it comes to people, places, or things, okay? And for others of you, negative self-talk, right? It's what's hindering you from, or it has been what's been hindering you from, pushing the lines of where you're going. Right, we have the Sun, okay, with the Queen of Wands, okay, the Queen of Wands. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of playfulness when it comes to this new cycle beginning, okay? A lot of playfulness with what you're doing, or even things that you're watching or reading can be more playful than what you usually watch or read, okay? Your interactions with people, right? And just you internally, right? There's just a lot of playfulness, and this helps to settle encouragement, right? It helps to settle encouragement. It's a comfort lane where you can feel like, oh, okay, my mind can finally relax for a little, right? And we have the Two of Pentacles, okay? Yeah, there's going to be a lot of juggling going on here. Why? Because you're still in the middle of, okay, new cycle starting, and still back there. But here with the King of Swords, getting into your mind, strategizing on what's right, what's not right, what's helpful, what's not helpful, and what can help me stay productive, right? Okay, we have the Temperance again, okay? Yeah, so sit in your mind for a little bit, right? For those of you which that can be difficult for, maybe this is something that you can try to focus through as well. But sitting with yourself and kind of going through things one by one in your mind. Okay, what do I need here? Is it helpful for my spirit, for my movement, for my, for me? And aligning yourself mentally will get you the answers you need for all of this juggling that's going on here with you. Okay, and we have the Empress. Yeah, you're being led to abundance, okay? you feel like you don't have enough. You feel like efforts are being delayed, or things that you feel are being delayed, shouldn't be delayed. Allow things to process themselves day by day, right? Sure, at times we can feel like, oh, I'm doing all of this work, and I'm doing all of these things, and nothing's, creating this field that I'm looking for. But it's not by your timing. Remember that, okay? It is by timing of of an understanding that we are not able to breach the borders of. Anyways, guys, that's all that I have for you guys. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. I would really like to hear what you guys have to say. And if you guys have been with the gang, I love you guys so much. Monistique. I'll catch you guys next time.